What's up guys, I am back with some more StarCraft 2 tonight. We are going to see another Korean game, which I'm very happy about. I'm so happy I have these Korean replays. They're going to make me so happy. I was told last time, not enough energy. So, I'm pumped up, I'm ready. Let's get into it. Spawning in the bottom position of Metropolis, we have a Liquid Taeja spawning as the Red Terran, and at the top position we have Complexity Killer. This is Complexity Killer, not Dignitas Killer. This is the Korean killer, not the Chilean killer. They're all killers. They're all sick nerd ballers. Yes, I just stole that phrase. Copyright infringement, whatever. But he's still good. Also, I would just like to point out, I did notice this on the Day 9 cast. We have the eye pistol back in yes, Metropolis, not Metalopolis. We're in Metropolis, not Metalopolis. Metalopolis is just down the road, down that way. It's very close, don't worry. They're like next door neighbour districts, basically. I think, maybe. I don't know. Go ask Blizzard, I'm sure they have a big map of everywhere. I don't even know what planet this is. Anyways, this is going to be from the GSL. I knew that from the interesting loading screen, which scared me. I thought I was in a different game. No, seriously, I did actually think I was in a different game. I opened it up and I was like, what's this? I've never seen this loading screen before. Anyway, we're going to see Taeja, going to get a gas. Not going to go for a gasless 1-rank Zephy, which is more common against Protoss. And we're going to see Taeja get his first gate win, his first gas down. Pretty standard by him so far. Probe is going to be a bit annoying, going to force another SCV to be pulled off the line. Not a huge deal. Is going to see the gas, so knows it's not going to be any kind of really fast expansion. But it's just going to be a bit pesky now. Just going to harass Taeja a bit, not a huge deal. Killer going to throw down a second pylon just to make sure that he's not going to get supply blocked or anything. Although you really don't expect players to get supply blocked at this level. Going to throw down a nice position. You can walk down on low ground, but that doesn't really make a huge amount of difference here. I'm going to see pretty standard stuff out of both players so far. Taeja going to get the orbital command out. Nice on the pylon placement. Protoss, take note of this, alright? This forces this barracks to either lift off and put an add-on somewhere else, or forces the Marine to waste a lot of time destroying this pylon. Be interested to see if he lets this pylon finish. He may actually just let it finish, and he will. Sometimes they will just cancel the pylon. Ooh, that's a good placement. I'll get to that in a second. But this just forces, it stops any kind of reactor, stops any tech lab, and the probe's going to poke up and notice, well, obviously you can see with the pylon, but it's just going to notice exactly what's going on. Won't be able to scout this early factory though, and second gas is going to come up, and Killer's not going to be able to see that second gas. He won't see the second gas timing, but this is just going to delay the reactor or tech lab for so long, and Taeja's going to be forced to make out a fourth Marine right now. Probe's not going to get any more scouting information, that's for sure. There's no way he's going to get past these Marines now, but it's just a nice little delaying tactic, stopping anything from coming up there. Instead we're going to see Killer just stay on the one gas, just making the probes. Did actually skip the Zealot, got the Stalker straight away, was rallied onto the SCV, which then moved away, which is why it's not moving. But should hunt around for the SCV, should be able to find it in theory. Yeah, he's going to find him. Bye bye SCV, you're dead. And instead we're going to see Taeja going to go for a starport, so we could see a 1-1-1 coming out of Taeja here, and this is a very good build. If you play Protoss, you know how deadly the 1-1-1 is. If you play Terran, you laugh when you start to do the 1-1-1. And you own everything quickly. Like, it's unreal how quickly they do. It's going to sort this out. So the starport is going to go onto the tech lab here. So it's definitely going to be getting out a Banshee. Be interested to see if he gets cloak or not. A tech lab should be coming up on the factory to get the siege tanks out for the 1-1-1, and a reactor should come up on the barracks for this build. Obviously, is going to get the cloak before the Banshee as well. So definitely going to go for the cloak Banshee harassment here. And Killer's going to take an expansion right here. And I'm sorry for any frame rate issues, I just thought I'd mention that. And Killer's going to go up to 3 gateways here. But he's going to have to pull out a miracle if Taeja's going to stick with this little pressure. Did poke up with a bit with the Stalker, not going to be able to see too much. However, he's going to see that there's no expansion. But you can always suspect Terran to throw down an expansion up here and then float it down. It looks like Taeja's actually going to be wanting to throw down the expansion. It has saved up a fair amount of minerals. Going to go up to 400 now. There we go. First Banshee about to pop out, and straight away rallied over to the main base. Well, over here of Killer. But he does actually have the watchtower, so Taeja's going to have to clear this out before he's going to do any damage with the Banshee. If he's not careful, he's going to fly straight into... Oh, Killer, don't do that. has just pulled the probe back and will scout the Banshee straight away, knows what's up. So he's going to start reacting straight away, throws down 3 Stalkers here, and we'll probably keep them just around here, just to stop any of the Banshee coming in. And Taeja's actually going to go up to the second Banshee right now, and there is an Observer going to come out straight away for Killer as well. It's a good response by him. The Banshee's damage is going to be minimised so much. This is hardly going to do anything. And right now Killer has such a huge economic lead over Taeja right now, because Taeja went for this 1 base play early on, and is now, well, he's forced to do as much damage as he can. If he doesn't do a lot of damage here, then Killer is going to be in such a good position. However, the Observer is out right now, so he's going to push this Banshee away. Will pick off an extra probe just before he goes, but there's not a lot much more that this Banshee can do, even with the second one out right now. And Taeja's actually going to make a third one as well. This is interesting. He's seen that the Observer's around. He knows exactly what's up. It's interesting why he's going to carry on making more Banshees. Going to throw down a bunker at the front here, just to defend against any kind of immortal bust play. The Tech Lab coming up on the factory now, so we'll start to produce the siege tank straight away. Banshee's going to come in here. It does pick off a sentry. That's absolutely key. That sentry was almost on full energy, and he just lost pretty much a very valuable unit. Because the sentry got killed, even if he warps in another one, it's not going to have the same amount of energy, he's not going to have enough force fields, and he's not going to have, well, possibly a second Guardian Shield, which is absolutely huge. If you're going to pick off any unit, don't worry about the Stalkers, they've got too much health. Don't worry about the Zealots, they're pointless to kill. Don't worry about the Immortal, because you'll be there forever to kill it. Pick off the sentry. That is so annoying for Protoss. If they don't have the force fields to do it, their army is just so much weaker. They need the force fields to split the Terran army so they can do the damage that's necessary. Without the force fields, they're in a lot of trouble. So now he's just down to 1, and he's not going to be able to push out anytime soon. He's going to have to get a lot more units. We'll turn these into warp gates very shortly, I assume. And Taeja going to take his third gas right now. Pulls the Banshee back, we'll repair that. Obviously, very important to keep these units alive as much as possible. And we'll probably want to push out and do as much damage as he can earlier, a bit later on. Killer, however, is going to get a full read on everything. However, it does see the Raven come out right now. And Killer has seen all of the production facility. He's seen the second base. He's seen the gas, and might be able to get out of there alive, although it's unlikely. More Banshees coming up now. We just got Banshees, tanks, Marines, and this is going to be a very dangerous push for Taeja right now. And we do see Killer go and take an early third. It's a bit interesting to do against Terran, especially after seeing what's at the front door of Taeja's base. Probably thinks he can get away with it. If he can, he's going to be in such a huge lead that Taeja's going to have his work cut out if he wants to catch up. He's going to go for the double upgrades. Always very nice to do this. We should probably Chrono Boost these out very shortly now. But getting the double upgrades, you can get so far ahead of the Terran. 4 Banshees going to come out now, and well, there's Stalkers positioned around the place. There's no actual Observer up here. How many Observers are there? There's 3 Observers, which is quite a large amount. One's down here. I assume one would be with the army, sort of. The other one is somewhere. There it is. So it's in a good position to stop any of these Banshees coming in. Oh yeah, I do want to point out this is the GSL version, so there is a creep tumor here that you'd have to kill. Not that it really affects, we probably won't see those expansions being taken. But one Stalker is going to get taken down. The second one's going to go down right now, but there is a cannon up to defend this mineral line here. Pulbs are probed, not completely necessary, but just to be on the safe side. I mean, there are still 4 Banshees, that does a lot of power. We'll probably pick up this pylon, not a huge deal again though. However, did he see... Yes, he did see the Robotech, so he knows exactly what's up. And he's immediately swapped the starport onto the reactor now. Going to get out the double Vikings. We'll probably get a few medevacs as well, but obviously wants to just keep those Viking counts high enough to deal with the Colossus. Extended thermal lance will be finishing up shortly, and the third base is up. And does Taeja actually know about this? No, he doesn't. He doesn't know about this base, which means he's probably just going to be thinking it's a 2-base Protoss. I don't think he even knows that the rocks have been taken down. No, he doesn't. So as far as he knows, Killer is on 2 base and is just going to go for some kind of Colossus timing. It's not going to be that. It's going to be a 3 base. Probably Killer will wait until at least 150 supply before he goes to push out. And Taeja actually going to leave his factory out here. Usually you see players floating the factory over just to get a nice scout, because obviously it takes forever to kill the factory. But instead, Taeja's going to take up his own 3rd base right now. We'll take out these rocks down eventually. Not going to use the siege tanks. That's not even in range. That range seems really short for some reason. I don't know why. It's just that range seems really short. Oh well, moving on. Killer, obviously on +1/+1, will be going for +2/+2, and is getting charged, so obviously he's seen the amount of Banshees, he knows the potential for a lot of Vikings. Not going to go too far on the Colossus, usually they get around 3, he's just going to stick on 2, but the fact that he's getting so many Zealots out right at the moment, he does have the Templar Archives up right now without Storm, so he will be going into Archon Zealot shortly, once he sees that the Viking numbers have gotten a bit out of control. But a nice bit of sky play coming out of the Terran here, whilst moving out to the Zelnaga here. And Killer's going to move out, and he's going to see this army like pretty much straight away, which will give him enough time to get a few more warpins, 3 more gateways will finish up just in time. But at the same time, these Banshees are going to come in and pick off as many of these Stalkers as possible. In fact, the Observer goes down, so now the Banshees are absolutely in the... well, they're in the clear. There's nothing that can detect them at this point. Yes, the cannon's being thrown down here, but that can actually get denied by these 3 Banshees. They do have enough DPS. At the meantime, Taeja's going to poke at the front door. He does see the army, so doesn't want to completely engage there. Will want the air support with the main army for that engagement. However, Taeja runs down here with a single Marine, spots the base, and he knows exactly what's up right now. And we'll just come back, getting a lot of Marauders out at the moment. Knows that he's going to go into the Zealot Archon style. He's seen the amount of Zealots, just going to get a ton of Marauders out here, and will be able to do a lot of damage against Killer. Taeja doing very well to stay in this game at the moment. Obviously he was behind in economic right at the start, going for that one base instead of some kind of early expand, and a 4th orbital up for him right now, so going to be getting the SCVs out even quicker, and will take his 4th base shortly. Ghost Academy going to come up, so going to transition into some nice ghost play, carpet bombing this army full of EMPs, and if you ever play Protoss against somebody who uses ghosts well, you know how frustrating it is. But a nice bit of play here from Taeja. You don't usually see a lot of airplay against Protoss, usually because of the fact of Stalkers, but will bring in a couple of units in the medevacs here. Will get cleaned up by the Colossus, doesn't really get to pick one off there. And the army does get pushed back slowly. But in the meantime, we see 2 random siege tanks from Taeja. I'm not quite sure what this is about. May have been a bit of a misclick, but it's unlikely. Does send them over there. Will lose both of them. Maybe he just decided he didn't need them. Decided he didn't really want to go mech. Wanted the siege tanks, so wasting supply. So transitioning into a ton of Marauders, which beat everything Protoss have. It's going to be a small engagement. He doesn't want to engage here because that's a lot of Colossus. Will pick off one maybe with the Vikings. Yes, he does. The rest of the army is going to come here, but they're going to start kiting these units away. And these Marauders, with their concussive shell, will start to kite these Zealots all day long. Nice storm coming down though to pick off some of them. Nice little stim of a group of units. They're going to pick off one of the High Templars, but Killer's knocking on his doorstep. He's ramming down his front doorstep, and he will do a lot of damage here. But a nice stim from Taeja will start to push back these heavily injured Zealots here. There's only 1 Colossus left, and there's not much AoE. There's 1 Archon. This Templar doesn't have enough energy for a storm, and that Colossus is down straight away. The Immortals don't worry, guys. I got this. You're not so immortal anymore. The rest of the army is going to fall back now, and Taeja, with a almost about 30 supply lead, will start to just sit back now. Going to regroup and think about taking his 4th. It's exactly what he's going to do. Going to take it to this centre position instead. Not going to opt to do what Killer is doing and spreading across the map. Instead, just going to go forward. Want to take as much centre map control as he can. We're going to see Killer pulling back to a nice safe location behind the photon cannon, which apparently is a safe spot. Another Colossus is going to come out now. It's an okay choice to do. We're going to see a nice little drop actually from Taeja. We'll be able to do a fair amount of damage to these units, however. Can he get the pylon before they warp in? Yes, he does. That's a huge cancellation. All of those units just got cancelled from that warp in here, and he will get to the pickup and go. Oh, but those medevacs are so low on health. Can he pick off? Yes, he does. He picks off a medevac full of units. It's so annoying. He won't be able to get the last one, I don't think. Oh, I spoke too soon. Does get a nice blink forward and picks off 2 medevacs there. And now Taeja's actually losing that drop. Could have done so much more damage, but nice reactions from Killer. Nice blink forward, picking off those units before they can do too much. We're going to see Taeja now just sitting back, going to macro up a bit, get a nice supply, and then push out again. He wants to do as much damage, but this is a lot of Templar now. They got a nice amount of storms, 1 Colossus and a couple of Archons, so a nice amount of splash damage, but this is still a ton of Marauders that can do so much damage to the rest of the army. As soon as the splash damage goes down, or the Zealots go down, as they're acting like the little buffer, as soon as they go down, then Killer will have to pull back here because he doesn't have the damage he needs to do against this many Marauders. Nice Group going to stim forward, we'll take out this Zealot. So it's going to cancel any vision that Killer has at the moment. I'm not sure if Killer really wants to engage there. A little Miststorm there. Does miss all of the units. And a Warp Prism going to come up for Killer. Wanting to do a bit of drop harassment himself. A huge amount of warping from the Zealots who are now on 3-3. And the bio from Taeja is only on 2-2. 3-3 is on its way. Plus 2 shipping weapons coming up right now. And personal cloaking coming up for the Ghost. And good amount of Ghosts at the moment. We want to get a nice few snipes in. Zealots are actually going to deny mining at this base for now. However, Taeja does have this base over here, which is going to become a PF for now. And the army's just going to sit in the middle right now. I don't think Killer really wants to engage in a straight up fight. He's going to want to pick off this army bit by bit. Get a nice storm here, a nice storm there, just whittle down them. If he can take out the Ghosts, then he'll be in a very good position. And the Ghosts are actually isolated from the rest of the army right now. They're going to want to land a few EMPs and then some snipes. I don't think Killer's going to let that happen just yet, while he does take the space up here. Is finished mining here, and not actually anywhere near finished mining on his natural at the moment. But all the Ghosts are really on the exposed flank at the moment. They need to be more in the centre so that they can take a bit of damage and then land EMPs. Nice scan going down there, going to reveal that he can move there. And Killer's being forced back into his base now. It's going to get a nice warp in anytime soon, and will start to max out and supply. 4 more High Templar coming in right now. Should morph into 2 Archons, 3 Archons even. And the Ghosts are EMP'd. Oh, they take out a huge amount of energy. Feedback's going down on them. But now Killer's in a world of trouble right now. He has a Warp Prism. Not going to help. The High Templar are saved in there at the moment. But that goes down to the Vikings right now. And Taeja's in a huge position. He's going to do a lot of damage to these Zealots. All of them have gone down. And he can press forward here. And he might be able to take the game here. Killer's in a lot of trouble. A 50 supply deficit right now. And Taeja's coming right for the natural here. Taking down the last of the Zealots. Going to push forward. Take out the Stalker immediately. Takes out a Gateway. We'll start to take out the rest. There's nothing left for Killer. He has 1 Colossus that's just popped out now. That's not going to last long at all. In fact, it's going to go down right about now. Ooh, how did you keep that alive that long? Well done. Anyway, it doesn't matter. The natural is going to go down. It's 168 supply to 108. Killer's going to have to pull out an absolute miracle to even hold this back. Wow, that was an Artosis pylon and a half. That's depowered. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 gateways. And would have depowered that robo if it completed. That was an Artosis pylon and a half. But GG from Killer, a good game by both players. Taeja, however, his macro is just so much better than Killer. And that perfect engagement, absolutely beautiful EMPs on all the High Templar, on all the energy units. Takes out a lot of the shields for the units as well. And these Marauders just stimmed in and took out everything that was left. Once those Zealots were down, there was nothing to tank the damage for the Protoss army. And everything died. Very, very sad. It was a small army down here, but you know, it couldn't have done anything. And the main base was ransacked, all the tech was going to go. He had no chance. Well played by both players though, but overall an even better game played by Liquid Taeja. As always, if you like the video, please comment, like, subscribe, all of that good stuff, and I will see you guys later.